And yes, it is good morning and we're live. Just guess the people we're live with. All right, if you're able to guess, you get a gift from me. Thank you so much for joining me. The people are here. So yes, we have Professor Chris Isueken and Dr. Happiness Isueken. I call Dr. Happiness the chairman of the Popping Wives Association of Inner Circle. All right, these are the ones in Inner Circle that do not need to do nothing. As in, when I mean they don't need to do nothing, you don't get it. Maybe you can ask Professor Chris to explain that to you. They don't need to lift a finger, literally. So they just, they just sit and pop, right? Thank you so much today, Isueken. And today, they're going to tell us how they are able to make every live class. Two busy people, two amazing people, and they are here. Kai, e go hard. Say you go open class, see Professor Chris Isueken. Kai, it is almost so hard. If it happens, I will look for him, honestly. That's how much presence, right? And this is it's so heartwarming having them right here live to share their intentional parenting journey. They are intentionally intentional. And I'm going to let them to talk a lot because, of course, these are, two people who will have too much to share with us. All right. But they are going to share with us, first of all, how they got into the inner circle. I don't think I've ever asked that question. The last time that we were on my intentional parenting journey, so it was only Professor Chris that was there. But today we're having the both of them share their journey. All right. So over to you. Tell us, how did you get into the academy? What brought you in? How did you see this academy and you have stayed? Over to you.
Good morning, Coach. First of all, we want to appreciate you for the opportunity. Thank you so much. We don't take it for granted. We want to thank you and Professor Emeritus, the governor, the chancellor of the university.
That's a good
one.
one.
Appreciate you and your family for the gift to our son. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We love you. We honor you, ma. We honor you and your family.
I love you guys too.
Okay. We learned about the inner circle or TIP 2021. That was around April, close to the No Yelling Challenge time. A secondary classmate of mine just added me to the Facebook. I said, okay, Shebi is parenting. It's not a bad idea now. So I entered. So one Tuesday, I was kind of free. I was just browsing through Facebook and I just stumbled on the Tuesday live. And it was how to stop yelling. I said, I'm a chronic yeller like before. So I was interested. I started listening to everything Coach was saying. And it was really making sense to me. And then she talked about the No Yelling Challenge. I'm like, okay, if this little information I've gotten made a lot of sense, I would like to be there because my mom, my dad died when I was pretty young, so I was raised by my mom, and my mom was a yeller. And I hated it every time she would yell at me. But by the time we had our daughter, I found myself doing the same thing. So I would shout at her and I would feel guilty. But the next time I would do it again. And so when I saw it was a perfect opportunity to solve this problem I was having. So that evening, normal couple gists in the evening. I told them, see what I saw today. Oh, I saw something on Facebook. Oh, they're doing a challenge. Oh, No Yelling Challenge. And I was never asking for the money. Oh, you said how much? 5K. Okay, I'll put the money to you tomorrow. I was like, this is very serious. That means my matter is a very strong one. So truly, I enrolled in the challenge and I made him my accountability partner. And I started practicing the tools we were given. And I saw a difference. My yellow meter really dropped. And so I started following every Tuesday. I'll go for Tuesday Live. I'll watch. And then Sex Education Your Child Like a Pro 1.0 came up. I registered. I was getting on there. And he started talking about executive functioning skills. So what is this executive functioning skill safe? And then you're talking about the inner circle. So I actually messaged you that time and you gave me all the details. So I told my husband, I see this inner circle by Coach Wendy. You're like, so Coach Wendy will leave Abuja and come to Benin and come and teach us how to print our daughter. I beg. That one is not going to work. All this online thing safe. Just to eat your money. So I said, okay. since he's not interested, I'll do it on my own because I knew I was going to get value. But I was still making sure. So those Tuesday live, I'll sometimes I'll watch it, I'll put it everyone for us to hear it in the house. So he was getting one or two things, was getting more and more interested. And then the father's conference came. I told him to register. He registered but work. He didn't really see the need to, even when he was busy, to really go and watch it. Then the annual conference came. And since he registered for the father's conference, it was the email, I was receiving emails that okay, there is conference happening. And then he was in his office and somehow, miraculously, he was free. He watched one section. And then he came back and said, there's conference going on. Are you watching? It was very impactful. I said, okay, let's watch now. And throughout that week, we didn't even put on TV. We just come back from work in the evening. And then we are on the conference, we're watching, like, before the conference was over, I said, that inner circle they have been seeing. I think we need to register. Go and get details. I was so happy. That was how we registered for the inner circle. And we were just counting down to December so that we can just start. And throughout, our expectations have been met, surpassed over and over again.
Yeah.
Amazing. You know this part of the story by Dr. Happiness. I'm just hearing that part of the story, but
I thought the idea. I thought the idea when we started, you know, Coach, we're coming from a lot, and where we are coming from is not just what our parents did. Our great grandfathers, what our parents learned was from their fathers. What their fathers learned was from their forefathers. So what we are facing is beyond what our parents did. It's a whole lot. It's a lineage of misinformation, or should I say, doing the wrong thing with your full chest, thinking is the right thing. You know when you think something is right,
normalized nonsense.
you know? So it was a whole lot. I thought, so, but I always knew that I needed to parent my children better than I was parented. I grew up with 9 in the house. My mom had 9 children, so there were no really time for everybody. You know, fend for yourself, do your thing, how to work to pay myself through school in my first degree. You know, yeah, it's a whole lot that we're coming from, and I knew that there can be something better than what we have. You know, and you know we used to say in the inner circle that he who knows how is better. Right. He who knows why is better than he who knows how. But sometimes you might know why. Like I knew that I am a co-creator with God. My mindset was God gave me these children as a steward. They are not mine. They are from God. So I'm going to give account. When I got to the inner circle, they told me that I'm a co-creator. You know, so I understood that I will give account, but I didn't know how to make a better account from now till when I'm going to give the account until TIP came. So sometimes knowing the how, it's good. Knowing why is good, but you must know how, because without knowing how, you can't do anything. You just be there. You know that there's something to be done. You can't do it, or you are doing it wrongly. You know, so TIP brought the how to match with my why. And I am grateful for you, Coach, and the Academy. Thank God for you answering the call. We are grateful.
Thank you so much, Professor Chris Isueken and Dr. Happiness Isueken. But people said, finally, we get to meet the Isueken. There's a lot of buzz in the comment section. Like, we have celebrities in the house. Like, I'm excited. Right? The Isuekens are my people, you know? When you say my people, yeah. So and you know, so and it's been so awesome. It was so easy to just see the Isuekens. I don't know. It was just so easy. It was easy to get to see them. They were you know, a couple that they are in a place you will know that they are there. So Professor Chris is at the middle, as in he's in the place. You will see him. You just can't help but see that these people have taken this journey, right? This journey to be, you know, what is priority. You know, people say a lot of times that, this is priority to me, family is priority to me, but it doesn't show. You know, when he says show walking, when in the workings, you know, they show. We just say it by mouth. family is priority to me, God is priority to me.
Network.
Favoring my conversation. Oh, sorry. I think coach is her network is a bit um happy. Let's move in.
She's back.
Wow, network. Things you cannot really. All right, all right, all right. Okay, while we wait for our coach, I think we can take this time out to like click on the thumbs up of this stream, and I know that the network will be sorted out. So okay, I think we're going to get there. Someone is asking that I tell how I manage my time. We're going to get there. Amarachi, we're going to get there, I'm sure. All right.
Coach Omolola, good morning, ma'am. I salute you too.
Okay. This is
Why wait?
all right. So managing time for me, it's about priority. I I do 9 to 5. I do other businesses. I have two other businesses I run, and it's for me. It's about prioritizing. You know, coach would say essentialism. What is essential part time? And for me, family, it's everything to me. Welcome back,
Hey,
coach.
I am back. The devil wanted
Welcome
me
back.
out of this thing. No, 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 no.
And
Ah,
it's always a liar.
is a man is a liar.
It's
All right,
always a
so you know
liar.
that this is, yes, go ahead, please. You were saying something.
Yes, I was talking about how I was able to manage my time to
Great.
follow through. For me, it's about value, what you value, right? And
Mm,
I always know that um, parenting, like we say, it's about me. And first, we in the inner circle, we are trying to water it down. People say parenting is first about you. For me, parenting is not first about you. Parenting is all about you. Parenting
mm,
is for the parents. The child have nothing to do in parenting. You get so for me, I understand that it is in my place to have a good home and to have good children. Not just godly children, not just good children, but children who can stand in these times that we are in. So I set it upon myself. Even before marriage, we had some discussions, myself and my wife, um, discussions about people go to school 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, and they read at least 5, 6 books. You know, but
mm,
people go into marriage without reading any book, without knowing anything about marriage. And we had that
mm,
discussion, and from there we started reading books on marriage, right? Because I knew I wanted a good home. like I'm enjoying now. And a good home consists of good children. So there's a way that you will parent your children. You know, you have a good home. You can have a good relationship with your wife. If you don't have that kind of relationship with your children, then your
Yeah.
home is not complete. You
So
get
true.
so I felt that every other thing can wait. Let me give
Mm,
time to my family, and part of my family is parenting. Part of what makes my family is the children. So parenting is part of the how, to make a good home for myself and for my wife. In a general home, you'll be living longer now. You want to live long, you want to. So if you have good children, if you have children um who are skillful, you would have a good home. And that good home is what I want. And at the end of the day, I'll give account. So how do I make it happen? I have to give it time.
mm,
I have to give it time. So I work and I tell myself, oh, at this time, right now, as we are speaking now, I've taken advance request to be away from work for today so that I can be here, you know. And in all the seminars, all the webinars, all the live sessions, I just take my time. I set my alarm. When it rings, I know this time has come. I put it on. I lock myself in my office and we're on the go. So that's how it is. That's how it is. It's not magic. It's not
wow.
rocket science. It's just
Not
give it
It's not rocket
intentionality.
science at all. Yes,
Yeah,
it's just priority. It's just
priority.
priority. Telling yourself that this is it and this is what is important to me, and I'm going to give it my time.
Yeah.
When Professor Chris was talking about being able to read and being able to give in. So maybe being in the academia, he understands that if you do not give it, if you do not read about it, if you do not study about something, you're going to be lost in it
Yeah.
naturally. And a lot of us are lost in marriages. A lot of us are lost in parenting. I love what he said. He said, parenting is not first about you, it is all about you. It is all about you. It's not about the child. The child has nothing to do with being a parent. It's your job, it's your responsibility, it's your everything. But it is where your heartbeat is, that's where you give your time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where your heartbeat is where you give your time. Yesterday, I was doing a review for the Ajos. Mr. Ajo was here on, sharing my parenting journey with
Funny.
Pedro. And he said to me, Coach, when I thought of it, what is inner circle to me? And I said, inner circle is my life. And he settled everything for me. He gave me the ideology of what I want to do. So if I say that this is my life, this is what I want to learn on a daily basis, so it means that I need to be there, I need to be present in my life. And
Oh,
it was striking to me, right? And Mr. Joe, went on to say, and I have seen what that has done for me because I have paid attention to that area that God wants me to pay attention to. I love it how fathers, right, actually are beginning to take this bull by the horn. And we're following as Dr. Happiness is leading us in the club of popping wives. We are following, we are chanting behind you. You know, this guy, the company said, Coach, you'll be the president. I said, no, 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 no. You have an award. Please take it. Thank you so much, Isueken. And really, for me, somebody said the inner circle celebrity couple, and yes, that is what they will easily go for. And it's not just about being here. I have seen this couple show working, and we're going to also be hearing and listening to them. So if you say, oh, they're always here, it's not just about being here. You can easily be here and not, implement, right? But they are implementers. They are not just inner circle backyarders. They are in the front yard. In fact, I would say that Professor Chris sails the boat, right?
can you imagine?
Also, following. Thank you so much for being here. So let's
Thank
go
you.
into it. This is your second year in the inner circle. I remember
Yeah.
having a review with the Isuekens last year, and by the time we were done, they've implemented so much. And they said, "Sweet coach, we're not here to go anywhere. We are just here to tell you this is our progress. And we are doing level one again, comfortably." This is the same way they did level one last year. It's not, they've done a lot of improvement, but they did it with their heart as well, being there and being focused. So tell me, what does the inner circle represent for you? What has made you look at the inner circle as that place that you need to actually be in?
Okay. For me, I see the inner circle as a place of becoming. I'm going to borrow from Coach Lola. It's a place that you even when you think you are doing okay, you still hear some things, you still see some things, and you know that okay, yes. So the more you it's like what was said in Corinthians. You're looking at the mirror, it's showing you how God sees you. And the more you look at it, the more you are changing to become that image that God sees you as. That's the way I see the inner circle. Every area, it touches every area of our lives. And so the more we implement these things that we are taught, the more we are changing to become a better version of ourselves. So I say that's a place of becoming.
Wow.
Please,
All right, sir.
yes. So, coach, it's actually a place of becoming. For me, inner circle it's our divine pavilion. It just covers us. You come with your knowledge to inner circle. Inner circle will wrap it up and throw it to the potus potus. We got potus potus. Mud. And mud is not sweet. It's not sweet. You call it poto poto. So my wife modified it to potus potus. Inner circle will wrap all your knowledge and toss it to the potus potus. You get so inner circle for us. It's a divine pavilion for us. It covers every area of our life, not just parenting. No, not just parenting. I mean the whole being that I am. I've seen so much growth. I know we're going to go there, But inner circle for us, it's just that place where we become. Thank you.
Wow. Okay, so let's quickly get into the growth areas. Tell us. What I love this particular divine pavilion, and I've learned a new one, potus potus. Yeah, are you there? You update our dictionary, please. Who is that dictionary manager? Update our dictionary. Very soon we'll print ours. Potus, child. So divine pavilion, right?
Yeah.
Divine pavilion. It's so heated, touching for me. By the way, yesterday, the team came up with an idea that I will share my own intentional parenting journey as well on the 30th of November. So I am looking forward to it myself as well, because I have a journey that I have also walked. And when Professor Chris just said divine pavilion, it connected to what I have found myself on my own journey. All right. And so that he's in the spirit, he's spiritually discerning. All right. And Dr. Happiness said it's her place of becoming. It's not a place of being. You become. And that is one of the things that it's very striking for everybody in the inner circle. So we will go straight to how the knowledge in the inner circle has transformed you. So both of you can take turns to share your marriage, your parenting, your work, and even your relationship with people, siblings, colleagues, and all of that. Thank you so much.
Go ahead.
Okay. The inner circle has changed me personally. I grew up in a home where my mom did not make friends, and she did not allow anybody to make friends. And so our life was regimented to school, church, home. And as a naturally introverted person, I entered the inner circle with zero social skills. Like if I'm in a place where I'm an optometrist, and when I see patients, I'm able to flow with them, keep them at ease, and do all that. But put me in a social setting with people I don't know, I will just keep quiet and be looking. Because I don't know how to raise a conversation. I don't know how to do all that. But I've been able to learn all these skills in the inner circle. The first masterclass we had, creating a social roadmap for your Gen Z. And let's say if you don't have friends, it was trauma. I say, or more. This is serious. So I had to go and make deliberate steps to make friends. I had to look around myself. It's okay. Who do I want to be intentional to make friends with? And I did that. I recall it initially it wasn't easy for me. So sometimes they won't come like, why this person is stopping me now? Just day or day, me I did my day. But I had to now take that extra effort to call. How are you doing? I will look for gist. Before sometimes I have to write all the things I'm going to gist with the person before I even call the person so that the conversation will flow. But now I'm getting better at doing that. Even emotionally too. In the way I grew up, anything you say or do can be used against you. And so I've learned to suppress my emotions, not to say anything. I just most times keep a blank face, no matter what is going on inside me. Outside, I'm a smiley person. But if you want to see what is inside my mind, I can be smiling at you. Inside my mind, what I'm saying about you is a very different thing. And so when we did that emotional intelligence, I was so that okay, I was suppressing my emotions, how to express it. It caused a lot of problem. Like even when I was dating my husband, I know there's what is the problem? I will not say. So that was a major challenge. But I've learned how to express myself better. When I'm not cool with something, I'm able to say it in a way that it will not now lead to something else. And so it has bettered my marriage. I'm able to take criticism because the way I grew up, every correction was done in a bad way. And so even when you want to correct me, before you start, I'm already defending myself. Now I'm able to better take criticism to say, okay, yes, this person is coming from a place of wanting me to be better. And so instead of just defend, I'm able to sit back and accept what is being said. Before any criticism in a quarrel, they end down. But now we're able to move forward. We don't allow keep malice. Silent treatment. No, we say it as it is, and then we move forward from there. That's how it has helped my marriage. Then even in the parenting, I've been able to build a better connection with my daughter. We know her love language. We're able to do it. Initially, even before I joined the nurse, homework was a very big deal for me. I knew that I didn't want academics to be something that my daughter would fear, but I didn't know how to go about it. So when we want to do homework, and now initially we did a lot of damage with screen. So that was already there. And then my daughter was a kinesthetic learner. She's majorly auditory, but she's kinesthetic also. And I think the screen kind of brought the kinesthetic aspect to the forefront. And so we're doing homework and she's not getting it. And I'm frustrated. I'm like, see, we start students. And I know my husband is intelligent. So where are you getting all this from now? I get so frustrated. I start yelling. And she now, as an audition learner, when you yell at her, she will just freeze. And so you're telling her, this is what you're supposed to do. And she's looking at you. You can see the fear. But I don't know how to go about it. And so I've been able to learn her learning style. I've been able to, and yes, all the stories I used to give us about Ayo, me too, I used to implement it in my own. And so from learning style, we're able to know that, okay, from who am I parenting? We learned that she's a courageous child. And courageous children, their motto is results. They don't care about the process. They don't want to get the result done. And so because she wants to rush to get to the end, she will miss some steps in the process. So we have to go back. Because we believe in teaching the process. So even that handwriting, writing like this, she just write it, go, say, we will carry eraser, clean it, go back. She will get so frustrated, and you can see the frustration in her eyes. Like, oh, so I am able to say, okay, calm down. I know you can do it. I know you have the skill to do it. So calm down and do it. Sometimes, okay, love language, I'll hold her hand because her major love language is physical touch. So I will hold her left hand. I say, okay, yeah, right. So you see her physically take that breath. And then she will write. Sometimes she realized that we want to do this. Just say, okay, she calls us Daddy Janelle and Mommy Janelle. Her name is Janelle. She calls Daddy Janelle and Mommy. She just say, Mommy Janelle, I want to focus. I say, okay, focus. And then she will take her time and do the right thing. Which means she doesn't have to do it since. She just wants to just rush to the end. So when we are getting frustrated, we I tell myself, result. And I understand that this is where she's coming from. So I make sure she goes through the process. And then even in the way I relate with her, when she makes a mistake, I don't just flare up and one of the voices I hear in my head, coach, is your voice. And so when I start getting triggered, I just say, Auntie, calm down. If she doesn't have this skill, it means you have not taught her what she needs to know. So if somebody should be punished, is it your child or you that did not teach her properly? I will answer you in my head, and it is me. So I will calm down, get my musa agbada, and do the right thing. So that's how in parenting, even initially before we joined the inner circle, she was very antisocial. I will never say she did not social skills. She was antisocial. If we're in a car, for example, and we give somebody a lift, she will cry from when you pick that person up till when you drop that person, no matter the distance. Like if she doesn't know you, she doesn't want to see you, she doesn't want to even breathe your air. That's how bad it was. We knew it was a problem, but I didn't know how to get about it. But we were able to teach her social skills. Now, a few weeks ago, we're taking her to school. I was going to work, and we picked up some interns. We live inside the hospital, so we picked up some interns, dropped them along the way. And she was inside. She was relating with them. So that one said, "How are you?" She said, "I'm fine." "What is your name?" He said, "My name is Janelle." That one said, "Oh, Janet." He said, "No, not Janet. Janelle." As in, she was able to keep a conversation. And then when they came down, she told them, "Bye, have a nice day." I was like, this is the same person that would have been begging sin. She should have been screaming at the top of her voice. But she has been able to make friends. Now she come and say, "Oh, my friend name is this, friend name is that." She's like a celebrity in her school. Like she take her to class. All her classmates, "Hey, Janelle is here. One is taking her bath. One is taking her one is like So they've been able to build that. She's able to make friends. She will see people that she doesn't know. She's able to relate with them. She's able to share things. And then recently, okay, we just had our baby just 4 months plus now. And we knew as an only child for 4 years, and she's very possessive. If you carry another baby, you carry her along. You will not carry the two of them together. So we knew that we wanted a way that we'll be able to make sure that she doesn't see her younger sibling as a rival. And then that book, Resolving Sibling Rivalries, gave us the answer. And so when I was pregnant, initially, immediately my boss started showing up, started telling her, your sibling is coming, there's a baby in mommy's stomach, there's a baby in mommy's stomach. So we started making the baby a person in our home even before the baby came. And then when we knew the sex, we said, your baby brother is coming. So she knew she had a baby brother that was coming. She was excited to meet her baby brother before the brother came. In the morning, we say, "Come and bless me." She will lay her hands on my stomach. She will pray of her baby brother. When she's going, she said, "Bye, mommy, bye, baby brother." So she knew. She was telling all her friends, "My baby brother is coming. My baby brother was coming." We knew all that. So we created that bond. And when the brother came, she was so happy. You can see the bond between them. She talks to her brother. Even when he came, later we brought him from the hospital, and she spoke. He turned, like, "Where is this voice I've been hearing?"
Wow.
So they have a bond. Like, he's crying, and she goes and says, "Oh, baby, why are you crying?" You just keep quiet. So sometimes, even when I'm trying to calm him down, and he's not coming down, I'll call her, "Janelle, come and talk to your baby brother." They have a bond between them. She cares for him. She wants to learn how to fix diapers. She wants to learn how to feed him. She wants to learn how to carry him. She wants to do everything. She wants to even feed himself. So that's how we have been able. She doesn't see him as a rival. She cares for him. And then when she came, we knew that there was going to be some adjustment that needed to be made. So even when all the tantrums that we had passed, she started exhibiting those things again. We knew that, okay, she's trying to catch attention. Like, okay, my brother is here, but don't forget me. So instead of just flaring up, like, "Oh, why are you crying anyhow? Why are you doing that?" We're able to understand the fact that, okay, it's just crying for attention. And so the month before baby came, and then that month, our theme of the month was love. The 2 months, it was love. So we bombarded her with love anyhow, like, to know that, yes, we still value you, even though we have a new person in the house. And so when she's manifesting those tantrums, we understood where it was coming from. I made sure, since I was the primary caregiver for the baby, by the time she comes back from school, I'll just hand over the baby to somebody else. We'll spend time with her, we'll do homework together, I will hold her, call her, "Come and tell me what happened in school today." We'll gist. I made sure I still spent a long time with her, in spite of the fact that, okay, there was a baby to take care of. And so now all those tantrums, they are gone, because she's able to understand the fact that, yes, I'm still valuable to my family. We have not been tossed aside because a new baby is around. The list is endless. I can keep going on and on. So many things to say. And the inner circle has changed. Even academics. Initially, when she started school, they'll do tests. They'll give us scripts. No response. Continuously. Because she knows it. She doesn't even want to say it. If she's in the mood, she will answer you. She's not in the mood. You are on your own. But now she's able to build more focus. we're not even triggered. Initially, okay, when she was moving from nursery, she's in nursery 3 now. But moving from nursery 1 to nursery 2, so okay, she cannot really write very well, and so she will be put on probational. We're not bothered. We know that last we write. Okay, this is an area where we needed to focus on. So we focus on building fine motor skills to make sure that she improves on the handwriting. And now we are getting scripts 90 something, 90 something, 90 something throughout. We didn't even bother ourselves. We just know that if we do the right things, when we focus on EI, focus on social skills, we know that the academics will pick up on its own. And really, really, it picked up. And just a few weeks ago, okay, she started a new class. As usual, our custom engineer circle, we had a meeting with our class teacher. In fact, there was a parent that printed out a guideline for the teacher. We said, yeah, so we did our own too. We printed it out. So we had a discussion with the teacher, and then we gave her that, okay, for future purpose, when you see a problem, you can go back to this we gave you and refer and know what to do. And so we knew she was a charismatic learner. Her first day in class, a new teacher, new classmates, knew everything. She was just quiet. She was just staring. In fact, her teacher had to go to the previous class to ask, how do you cope with this girl? There's a student in my class, I don't understand. That one said, oh, don't worry. Her parents will come and see you. That was what the old teacher told her. And so when we picked her up from school that afternoon, the teacher told my husband that your teacher was just quiet. So she was just staring into space. So when I heard, I said, it's normal. She's a kinesthetic learner. And they don't do well with stress. So this new environment is stressful for her. I told the teacher, by the time she acclimatized, you will shout, you will tell her, Janelle, come and sit down. Janelle, do this. You will talk. And truly, she came back. She now asked my husband one day that was like 3 weeks ago. Did we pay for a lesson teacher for her? Because normally they have an after school care in the school, but it was just screen. And because of the damage of screen, we have totally eliminated screen in our house. So we didn't want where we are not doing screen at home. She's watching screen in school. So when the school is over, we remove her away, take her to a playground where she plays with other children. And she asked, oh, do you have a lesson teacher? We said no. We said she has improved very well. I said yes. The things that we are implementing, even you, the things we have told you, she now knows how to respond, knows how to teach her, she knows how to implement the knowledge that she's passing to her. And so the improvement is in every area. Fact.
Amazing. Yes, Professor Chris, over to you, sir.
Yeah, for me, it's personally, I don't yell, right? I don't like shouting. My dad didn't shout. My mom didn't really shout. You know, she didn't really yell when we were growing up. But there's this thing about my mom. My dad didn't hit me at all, but my mom would beat you. There's this thing about her. God rest her soul. She's gone. You know, there's like a mental cup that gets filled up. You will do all the bad, she will not say anything. You do all the bad, she won't say anything. But it gets to a point, you just cough. Maybe you didn't even cover your mouth when you cough. You are gone. You know that big thing that you will beat you asking yourself, what happened now? Is it just this thing I did? No, it's not it. There was a cup somewhere, and I didn't know. I went. You know, I would not say anything. I will not. You do something. I just feel for peace to reign, for peace to reign. But when I explode, you will see things coming out that were done like months back. You get so these things. You know, they and there are issues. There are things that bring issues within our relationship. You get, but knowing that you have to just say it the way it is. You know, when we did resolving sibling rivalry through resolving family problems through effective communication, right? That webinar took this thing out of me. So when there's a thing, instead of like for peace to reign, let peace not reign, just address it. Yeah? Because for peace to reign, there will be war. There will be war sometime that you cannot you are keeping it for this, you're just piling it like there's a cup. So I saw that thing in my mom, and
the cup for me.
From 2013 till 2021 when we joined the inner circle, the best time I've had with my wife, the best relationship has been from 2021 till now. You know, it's magical. It's magical. I can't really explain it. But I see this person that we don't fight but we fight in words. You get before now. But because we address issue, we know that I'm coming to you, I'm talking to you, you're not responding, it's a problem. But right now I talk to you, you talk back, you respond, and the issues are settled as they are happening. This has helped me very well. Another thing that inner circle has helped me with, it's validating my wife's emotion. See, my wife can cry; she's emotional. I'm not like, isn't this little thing that making you cry? No, for me, I don't know. I don't get. Okay, somebody you heard that somebody died, somebody you don't know, and you're crying. Did you know this person? And it gets me. I feel somehow. But coming to the inner circle, God, emotional intelligence. I feel, people's emotions should be validated. I didn't know. I didn't know I was just causing problem for my home. See me that wanted a very peaceful home, devoid of, once these things happen, the peace is taken away. The peace is taken away. And I feel I'm peaceful. I'm a very calm person. I don't talk much. I have friends a lot, but I don't really talk very, very much. But that is not peaceful. This same person that just it's not peace. I don't want to keep calm. It was not peace. By the time there is an explosion, you understand that you are not peaceful.
Come out.
Yes, when the chips are down, But thank God for knowledge. Thank God for TIP inner circle. I have learned that why not understand that this person is just emotional for this reason. And that's how I'm looking at it. When she's now crying, I told her, touch her. Don't cry. It's okay. It's okay. This. She was in a group of women. I think a vetting group, and something happened to another woman she has never met. She has not known. During the course of her pregnancy, they're in a group. My wife cried for days. She cried for days. If not for the fact that we're not in Lagos, I believe that she would have paid for a lawyer to sue that hospital that did what they did to that woman. It was they had to even put money together to do something. The women within that group. It was that emotional for her, and I've been able to validate that emotion. I want to give a disclaimer, especially to inner circle parents. Inner circle parents here that are listening to me. See, when coach tell you, for example, how to teach your children to do the extra, it's not a children. She just want to be. It's for us. She just want to, she just want to let us understand that it's for your children. She understand that it's for us. And I tell myself, if you want your children to practice honor, for example, you don't teach them. You must honor this, you must do this, you must do that, you must do this. Do the honorable things. Show them how to honor people. Honor your children, honor your spouse. They will learn it. It's that simple. TIP just make simple things. The things that we feel that are complex. Just make us understand. These things are simple. Just do this, just do that, and you are good. And that is how it has helped me. In my business, TIP has helped me. Honor as a skill. I don't get there, but honor last year helped me. Helped my work, my core job. But this year, honor as a skill has helped my business. Somebody had actually practically given me his clients. Gave me not just his client, gave me the importer that brings, I supply medical consumables. Gave me an importer that brings these consumables, his own, and gave me his own clients to supply. That was somebody just because I didn't just relate with him. He's a brother. I didn't relate with him like you're my brother. I started practicing honor to him. And one day just called me, why not take this? Take this and it has been amazing. And this has been as a result of the knowledge gotten from the inner circle. We can go on and on, because personally I have been transformed. What I say, when people, by virtue of the fact that the privilege that you gave me to lead a cohort, I have conversation with some inner circle parents, and some of them that are struggling with results. I keep telling them, and I want to say it out to everybody to hear, is that they are focusing on the wrong place. They are focusing on their children. Focus on yourself. That's what I've done. Focus on me. If I'm transformed or if I'm transforming, it will show in my children. The validity of my result is that I am transformed, not my children. My children will look at me, model it, and then they will be transformed. So when you see me transform, just understand that my children are getting transformed. So when you focus on your children, you are focusing on the wrong place. Focus on you. Sometimes people say, now we are coming from a lot. Can I really change it? And let me just, I'm here, I'm like this. Let me just focus on my children. You are still drinking alcohol. You say I cannot help it, but let me just tell my children that, son, alcohol is bad. You don't have to drink. You don't have to smoke. No, focus on you. Change you. And I have come to realize that anybody can change. Anybody can change. But you don't want to know me 20 years ago. You don't want to know me. My wife, when we were dating, I told my wife who I was. There was this, but you see this person, no. Anybody can change. Anybody can change. And the only thing that can change you is knowledge. The right knowledge. The right knowledge. So let's focus on us, on parents. Parenting is all about us. So let's focus on us. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, and that was a lot. If you're just joining us, we have the Inner Circle celebrity couple, Professor Chris Isueken and Dr. Happiness Isueken. Yes, they are my, I know how to hype people. If you are my friend, in fact, my friend say, when you hype coach, I'm wondering, is it me? You don't know about it. I was raised by a hype man. My father was a hype man. My father will hype you until your hype is hyped. my father will come on my story and say, my angel. You are doing so well. And then you wake up in the morning and you're like, so I know how to hype. So if I'm hyping, please, and it's not, my hyping is not fake hypo. My hyping is real from the heart. So this is me showing that hype to this couple. And honestly, you want to be around the second. Professor Chris leads a cohort in the Inner Circle, and it's so amazing what he shared with us. I caught that. He said the validity of my result is that I'm transformed. The validity of my result is that I'm transformed. The validity of my result is that I'm transformed. Somebody was in a session with me recently, and I asked the person, how has the Inner Circle really changed? He said, my children are doing well, oh, there are struggles here and there. But, I say, you have missed it. You need to go back and start again. He said, but I have result with my children. My children are, moved from, my son even moved from the back and he's now first in class. I say, you are still missing the point. And there is no transformation on this journey with you. The moment you do understand that, it changes the trajectory of your journey. And the person looked at me and said, is the curriculum not about the children? I said, well, it is about, someone yesterday was telling me, why not do a marking scheme on what the children should achieve? That's a marking scheme. I said, you will mark yourself. By yourself. There's no this thing. You will validate yourself. You will validate yourself. And Professor Chris said something. He said, anybody can change with the right knowledge. When people come to me and say, oh, coach, the things that you have done, you don't want to know where I'm coming from too. I like to share my story. I teach from my personal story and I love it. You don't want to know where I am coming from. So all this, hey, you're a champion. All this, hey, you manage your time. I have been there where I used to run down the tarmac. You don't understand. I am that person that enters the plane last. You guys don't even get it. I'm a recovery super multi-time manager. As in, so when people come and say, you manage your time so well, you're able to achieve so much, I say, Oshe, this person is coming from somewhere. This person is learning on the journey. And if you can understand it, then it changes everything about you. The moment I understood parenting is about you, it changed me. It was something that I was told. I didn't read it anywhere the first time I saw it. I didn't read it anywhere. And I heard it and I turned to my husband. I said, I just heard that parenting is about you. And every time I made mistakes in the past, my mother would just turn and say, why are you parent? But parenting is about you. I will get angry. Hey, it was the last. Why will you tell me that parenting is about me now? He said, in fact, and you know, my husband is very soft spoken. And then he turns to you and says, you remember that you say that parenting is about you. I'll be like, why would you even say that in this time? Can't you see that the child? I will be judged. You guys don't do anything. I will judge. What? I don't say, but that's what you say. That's what you said. You are the one that told me. And I will be like, So when inner circle parents who get in fight that word, I get it. You can't fight it more than me. You don't even know how to fight. Have you seen me fight before? You don't know anything. So when you are fighting, I'm looking at you like this and you don't know how to fight. Forget. I am that person that can argue and stage you for hours, and I'm arguing my point. So if it's argument that you want to argue, sophisticated argument, I get it. I get them for body. So there is nothing at all that you will share on the journey that I've been there, done that. So I think God just took me through, right? All of that road to be able to see, so that I will be able to actually touch what it is. And I love how Professor Chris focused on herself. You know, the first thing that, Dr. Happiness said earlier was that I knew I had the problem. I came for me. I came to come and solve my problem, but it has trickled down to every other thing in my life. We're going to begin to get into the webinars, right? I know that honor as a skill is something that, Professor Chris have already shared how honor as a skill has improved his business. There is nobody that I've met who has applied the skills in honor at workplace, in business, that have not been transformed. No one. I have not met that one person. I remember the first time honor as a skill aired. It was Ebuka who came to me and said, Coach, in 3 months after that webinar, my life changed. Wow. And he said, you don't understand what has happened to me. As in, it's as if there was a 360 degrees turn. All right. And that particular webinar, I don't read them. You heard me right. I didn't read it. So honor as a skill is one webinar that if you get it, you get it. I know there's something Professor Isueken said earlier. He said this, I know when coach says we're teaching you the skills of extra, it's not for your child, except you are not sensitive. If you are, it's just that I don't want to hit you directly back.
I just know.
But you will see yourself in the pictures, you are being sincere. But if you come into the webinars and you want to tell them, it's my husband they're talking about.
Okay.
Because everything about there pointing right at you, if you can hear it. Thank you so much. So over to you. What would be your top 3 webinars? Let's start with Dr. Happiness.
Can I reduce it to 3? That'll be very difficult.
Please
try. That'll be very difficult. Okay. Honor as a skill is still there. I've heard it twice, and every time it's still transforming. Like honor as a skill is still there. That word, honor is customer service brought home. Like, but the first day I heard it rang a bell in my head, because I as an optometrist, I work with patients. I see all kinds of people. I meet all kinds of people. And even for children, you see children that come, some of them are scared. They see all the different machines. They're scared, or some are just being naughty. Somehow, I'm able to focus on, let's get this test done. Sometimes even the parents will be grateful at the amount of patience I exhibit. I don't get triggered. I don't get annoyed. I don't chase them out of my exam room, nothing. But when it gets to my own child, one small issue, I'm flaring up. Why can't I extend the same grace I'm giving to total strangers to my own child? And so we have been able to, even this year, we have been able to remodel, after listening to it, we remodeled what we are doing in our home. Our tagline is we are kings and priests. And so if we are royalty and so we are raising kings, then you said honor is the language of kings. And so we run on that. So everything in our home must be done honorably. When you want to speak, you speak honorably. Instead of saying shut up, you say please keep quiet. Instead of saying get up, you say please leave. So we please all the manners, we do it. This is how kings should dress. This is how kings should. We don't shout. So if we want to create authority, so we know you're a king. Kings don't roll in the mud. That's we have been using that one since. So the way we act, the way we talk, the way we behave to ourselves, we understand the fact that we are kings, and so we should act like kings. Kings don't behave the way normal people behave, and so it's we make sure we do that. And then the next one I want to also point out is that who am I parenting? That who am I parenting is like a manual. You think you know your child until you listen to that webinar. And then it's like it extracts your child like, this is my child, this is my child. So it tells you the attributes. So when you see your child behaving in a certain way, you already know that this is how this child is. That's why the child is behaving like that. You come from a place of understanding. It tells you what their weaknesses will be. And so we know that emotional intelligence, emotional control is a major struggle for a courageous child. And so since my daughter is a courageous child, when she starts behaving in that manner, I know that, okay, that's a skill we need to build. And so even till now, it's not as bad as it used to be. It's still a journey that we are continuing. And so we know that this is where we should focus our attention on. When you say treat your courageous child like he or she is a CEO, we do that. So we allow her to make some certain decisions. We allow her because that's a CEO runs on her. So she, even her temperament, we know she's a choleric. She wants to control you, control herself, control everybody around her. Then if you want to say something to her, you must say it in a particular manner. So we don't get annoyed when she does that. Okay, this is her personality. And then another one I want to add is that Seasons of Life by Coach Molola. That webinar, Jesus. It made me go back to do a reflection. That webinar was so powerful. I had to go for an hospital appointment that day, and I couldn't listen to it live. And so when I got back, I was listening to the replay. I didn't even know when I was rocking. I didn't know I was speaking in tongues like I was shaking like, oh my God, where has this thing been? We went back, and because last year intentional parenting journey, when we listened to Dr. Insi and she talked about implementation, I would say, okay, this new year we're going to run with it. And so after every webinar, after every book of the month we read, we go look at and say, okay, what are we going to implement from this? And we have an implementation book where we document so that we can always go back to check, are we really doing what we say we're going to do? And so we have to sit down to restructure our life. What is the current season of our life? What are we doing that is following that season? We're not just jumping up and down and do whatever. So we have to cut back. Right now, I don't go that for evening service. I know they go again. Don't worry, we'll still go to heaven. Because I close by 5. And then I take my children, but we get to 5:36. We have homework, we have dinner, and my children have a bedtime of 8 p.m. So how are we going to put all these things and then make sure they go to bed on time? Because we have to wake them early in the morning for them to prepare for school. So there's no way. Sorry, not verse. When you say, so it's the children that God gave, we know. God understand. When they grow up, we'll go back to our first love. Thank you very much. That's how I've been able to do it. And then even I manage a private clinic. And before we joined the inner circle, we have been trying to get a job in a teaching hospital. So that was our thing. But right now, I'm not even bothered about that anymore. 2 weeks ago, a senior colleague of mine, I served in UBT. I did my youth service in UBT. He came and said, and my husband works there. So, yes, I'm opening now. Tell your husband, though, let him go and do so he can get this. I said, in my mind, I just told him yes. There was no point arguing. But in my mind, I was not interested because I knew that getting that job was going to impact on the plans I've made for my current season of life. Because of the damage screen did to our daughter, we knew, like, when you say children have no business with screen for the first 18 months, we are running with it. My son, no screen. Even when I go, someone say, oh, you are crying. Oh, come and watch Coco Melon. I say, don't worry. I don't want. And so I knew that by the time I resumed work, taking him to a creche, you cannot tell the owner of the creche, don't put on television for only my son. And so I knew that I had to take him with me. So that's what, there's no way I will not be working in a teaching hospital and I say I'm taking my child to work. Nobody will accept it from you. So I knew that if I want to get that, and when we read Bringing Up Boys, he said that for the mental development and emotional development of a child is more when that child spends the first 2 years with a primary caregiver. Yep. And so we ran with that. And so everywhere I take it's stressful for me, but I know that that's the sacrifice I have to make. This is the hard that I have chosen. to make sure I give my child that foundation. And I'm already seeing the results. It's 4 months, but he can communicate. You know when he's happy, you know when he's angry, you know when he's sad, you know, he will gist, he will bubble and keep question and look at you. I expect you to reply. When you reply, he will smile and say, yes, you're getting it. So I read to him, I take educational toys that we can use. We're already doing that. And it was easy for me because through building that social circle, the director of my clinic is now in the inner circle.
Correct.
Through last year, I've been able to every time I was my social media handle is dedicated to everything TIP. I'm always to come and ask me, come, is TIP paying you? We always see TIP. I said, they're not paying me. Even if they say they want to pay me, I will reject the money because I'm doing it for purely selfish reasons. I'm trying to build a circle of trusted adults for my children. And so if the people around me that will see those advertisements come into the inner circle, it's better for me. It makes my job easier. I cannot raise my child and then my child will go and make friends with somebody that's not properly raised. They must be influenced one way or the other. And so the director of my clinic, she has a daughter that I love that girl. She's intelligent, she's smart, she has a depth of empathy. She's always willing to help. And I wanted my child to be able to get that trait. So I make sure that they're always together. They're friends now. They play together, but I wanted more. And so I knew that if her parents are in the inner circle, she's going to be raised the way my child is being raised. So the good influence will be better. And so I was always, everywhere, I would keep it in our conversations. And then she became interested. And then she joined the inner circle. She's in this current cohort now. And so when I wanted to resume, I said, okay, I want to bring my child to work. I didn't have to explain too much because she already knew the reasons why. So she already agreed. So that made my life easy. So I've been able to structure those. So I can keep going on. Is it legacy? Is it transformational family? The list is endless. But let me just keep these 3 and rest. I know that my husband has
as somebody who have attended all the webinars, it will be so hard. There is no class. Let me say this. There is no class, paid, unpaid, that have not seen the Isueken. There is none. You just need to just look and you see the both of them. You don't see one person. It's amazing. There's something Happiness just shared, and I said, for my own selfish reason, I have everybody in. Look at how someone is able to dissect a season of life. I don't know if you heard that. There is something that Happiness have said. I don't know who picked it. That said that this is where I am now. What do I do? So all these, hey, it's not working in my workplace. That's not how it works. They are there because in my workplace, no, you have not thought of your circle of influence. And you have not thought of how you can influence them. And that is a key factor. She thought of it ahead of time. So now she's saying, my son is at home. Can I be coming with my son? It's not a problem because you're speaking the same language with this person. If you get it, you get it. Because, a lot of the times we just think, am I going to be telling people about this TIP thing? It's about, coach. Talk. It's not me. Except you don't understand what it is that you're doing. If you do, then it changes the trajectory of things for you. I live in a city where drug is pandemic. Believe you me, if you live in the north and you're not considering creating a system, talking about drug, having drug conversation, being able to understand your environment, that has made me to run faster. I've created a social roadmap. My children are inside. See, you cannot choose your children's friend, but believe me, you can choose the environment where they make their friends. Yeah. And it is clear, clean cut for selfish reasons. The way I move for selfish reasons. And it's okay, right? Because kings do not marry slaves. I will leave it there. Over to you, Professor.
So for me, of course, the first will be honor as a skill. This honor, I'm actually I'm looking in depth. I've heard about it twice now, last year and this year. And I'm looking at it. Something came to me that you were talking about honor over obedience, right? We should teach our children to honor. It's honor outweighs obedience. And I was saying to myself that, do you know that nobody gets paid for obedience? I don't know. Have you seen any country where the state pays her citizen for obeying the law? So the best obedience does for you is to keep you out of trouble. So obedience is good. It's good. But you see, honor, you get a reward. In fact, scripture says that children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. It's the right thing to do. It is the right thing to do. But say, honor your father and mother so that your days may be long. For this is the first commandment with a promise. It is the honor. Obedience just gets you out of trouble. It is right. It's the right thing to do. But honor, honor gives you so much than you give. Because in obedience, there's a rule. Honor, there's obedience, you think within the rules. In honor, there's no rule. It is skill. Obedience is about rules. Honor is about the skill that you have. How you're able to manifest, to show that grace in you. Where you relate to people and they don't want to leave you. They want to know about you. They want to see you even beyond that present time. That's what honor does. Honor gives you a reward. It gives you a reward. And that webinar for me, it's my one last year, my number one last year. For this year, still my number one. And the next one is Seasons of Life. Seasons of Life just gave validity to what I did before the end of last year. I told my wife that I'm a chorister in my church choir. I'm an esco there, right? And I attend the Redeemed Christian Church of God. So on a Monday, we will have program on a Monday, the Young Adults Fellowship. On a Tuesday, you have Bible study. We call it Digging Deep. On Wednesday, I'll go for choir practice. That's rehearsal. On Thursday, we'll go for prayer meeting. That's faith clinic. On Friday, if we're not careful enough, we will have one video to go. After the video on Saturday, I'll go back again for rehearsal. And I have a toddler. Can I go through all this? Having a toddler, have to connect, have to be there. We were taught that there's a place of a father or a father figure in the life of a girl, especially a girl child, that no one can take. The mother cannot do it. I'm a single. No. There's a place for a father or a father figure, so in the life of your daughter. So I felt like if I commit so much to this, will I not be losing out in that thing I hold so dearly to, which is family, So then I like, okay, let me just let me just take it another turn. And I went back, I thought about it, I discussed with her. I said, where best can I be? Where best can I be? And I felt, okay, let me go to the teens church, right? So I moved my service unit to teens church. It aligns with what I want to do. I want to give back what I'm learning. I want to, because of what is happening within the society, and I want to give back to young people. I've been there before offline, but I want to do it in church and outside church. And I felt it is good as I learn, I am practicing it with children. So I'm not losing out. I'm serving God, yes, but I don't want to be I want to be there. So I wrote a letter that will take effect from 1st of January 2023. So I attend a big church. It's a provincial headquarters. So I wrote to the provincial pastor through my unit head, through the zonal pastor to the provincial pastor. And when my unit head saw that letter, he said, he called me, nobody had ever written that they're leaving. The best they get is they just know this person no longer comes. Maybe he's sitting in the congregation, or maybe he has gone to another place. But I just gave it to them. And, from January to now, I'm having peace. I have time. All my Saturdays for me and my daughter, we can walk in the estate, right? We can, I'm especially connected to that girl. To the point I tell myself that I have to put effort to connect to this boy because there's going to be problem. We are very connected, myself and my daughter, because we have a lot of time together. So that's what Season of Life, the validity gave to what I did. Like, no, what you are doing, you're on the right track. And that was checked. Then the next one is hard to say, but resolving family problems through effective communication has helped me, has helped my marriage. It has helped my marriage, as in it has helped us.
Emphasis on the marriage.
You feel that you're communicating, you're not actually communicating until you hear. Some of this, what we do? We listen to these webinars separately, right? When we get home, we have our own separate books where we write out. Sometimes, because of some of these webinars, you can't actually write because of the fire you are getting. You are just speaking in tongues, you are standing, you can't be comfortable to write. So there'll be a lot of space. There's a lot of space that you need to fill in your notes. So when we get home together in the evening, we go over these webinars again. As he's writing in our own notes, I'm writing on my own. Then we bring out our implementation notes, right? And then we're like, okay, from this webinar, what are we going to implement? And then we put it down, we put these things there. You know, considering where we're coming from, my daughter, she had speech delay. At 2, she was not communicating, you know. So in all of this story that we are sharing, we need to understand where we are coming from. That is why I want to encourage people, especially yadas, that everybody's journey is different. So you don't be discouraged that, oh, I'm not saying this, I'm not saying. If you know where I'm coming from with my daughter, for the first, in fact, when she was born, we exposed her to screen. But coach, do you know that since last year December, we have not subscribed DSTV. We have not. My TV has been off, except on Sundays where we just go to Koinonia and finish Koinonia. After that, my TV is. We just use Wi-Fi, watch, and that's all. That's all. My TV is resting. It's like underused, you know, because we don't want to expose our son and even our daughter again to what we did, the mistake we did until we got knowledge from TIP. And one webinar that has helped also again, have I mentioned 3?
Yes.
3? Okay, I mentioned 3. Let me leave it, coach. I thought I did just 2. Okay.
Wow. Wow. Amazing. And if you are joining me, you're listening to the Isueken. All right, the Isueken are our celebrity Inosegun Kabut. Yes, Professor Chris Isueken and Dr. Happiness Isueken. And you know, when people come to me and say, I'm busy, I'm a very busy professional, can I really keep up with these things? I say, oh shit. Some of us are as busy or even busier than you think. I have come to realize that the very busy parents in the inner circle are the implementers. They run like their life is dependent on it. As in, the ones that are extremely busy are the ones that you see them running. Maybe because we know that if there is a gap, there is a problem. You know, my son and I are so busy that our implementation process is like this. We don't have a choice. If we snooze, we miss. As in, you lose completely. And because we understand that time is a big deal for us, because we are so busy, we're so occupied, we're actually able to say, you know what, if we don't run like this is going to happen. That's why our marriage has a lot of systems in it, a lot of structures in it. If not, why do you think people who are, you know, busy celebrities, whatever, lose their marriages, lose their children? It's because you're running to I think you're doing the work. Oh, why do you think pastors lose their children? You're doing the work, you're doing the right thing, you're running, but believe you me, in that your run, you will leave the things that should be priorities. And the moment you build these structures, you build these systems, everything changes. Because those of us who are really truly busy, you don't say I'm busy. When you are really truly busy, you don't even have the time
To say you're busy.
no, you don't.
I could check time.
I'm busy. I don't know. That time you're using to shout that you are busy, that's your implementation time. For those of us who are truly busy, we understand that there is no time to dally. There's no time to analyze, to say, this is they're saying, are you sure that my work will allow me to even take the children? You don't have the time. You begin to run and ask yourself, how can this be? According to my husband was a banker for 18 years. And in those 18 years, as implementation is dropping, he's like, how can this be? And he was not just a banker, he was a manager, managing a full branch. So it meant that he had meetings in Lagos, he had meetings here, he would sit with Jim, he would sit with everybody, you know, at the height up there. But he understood, he said to me, there is always something to sacrifice. I learned it from my husband. And the governor will say, I need to sacrifice a part of this, what I do, to be able to have the kind of family that I have. So every time he hears something, he's asking, how can we make this work? It's not, hey, I'm working in my job is so hard. My job is so, if you are still at that point where you're shouting my job, how will I cope? Are you sure that I cannot? You're not, you haven't gotten there. You don't get it. Thank you again for sharing with us. It was when Happiness was talking about the seasons of life, and how you will see that they had a huge implementation process. If you're listening to us, you don't get to listen to these webinars outside of the inner circle. There is no how. You don't, in fact, do you know the worst part? If you listen to some of these webinars and you're not in the inner circle, you can go home confused. So
Yeah.
you can go home confused. You go home, crippled, completely crippled. Knowledge that cripples you, and you're not able to stand up. Even in the inner circle, you're crippled for a while before you now catch yourself.
Have yourself.
And now say,
Okay.
okay, how can we move from here? Omolola finished Seasons of Life, and I turned and I said, let me bring out my book. I'm a structured person, I'm a systems person. My husband and I were listening. We're like, okay, are we sure that let's look at the season where we are and the thing. It will help you to calibrate, right? So if you want to really get to listen to honor as a skill, that then you need to be in the yard. But there's something Professor Chris Isueken said. See, I like catching. I wrote it down. I'm a brilliant student. I am that student that if I'm in your class, nobody will see my back. So I learn from the things that my teachers are not saying. I learn from the things that the students are not saying. When I'm in a class, I'm listening to people. I'm not just listening to myself, because that is the highest part of learning. He said something. He said the best obedience does for you is that it gets you out of trouble. Boom! Yeah. That was insight for me. I've never heard it like that. The best obedience does for you is that it gets you out of trouble. It is honor that gives you reward. It's honor. See my book. I don't come to anywhere without the book. If I hear, it is honor that gives you reward. Honor. There is no reward. Obedience does not have. It just gets you out of trouble because it is rules. Obedience is about rules. Honor is about skills. And if you did hear that, let me see you put that in the comment section. And I told you that others have insight. You leave a particular session, you are like, what did I just hear? You are like, what just happened? Somebody was asking me recently, I have toddlers, are you sure this will work for me? I say, go and do Thanksgiving. Go and do
serious, as in
you don't understand. It was Coach Omalala that was sharing with me. She showed me some videos of her son who was just born, I think 3 years ago. I was watching the boy. I was scared. She said, Coach, you don't understand. Shebi, you wanted TIP baby. Here he is. I is a wonder. As in, I'm looking at him, I'm like, Jesus. When you see children born in the inner circle whose parents are in the yard, in the front yard, you want to have a child. Honestly speaking, because you want to say, let me start from the beginning and begin to actually do some of these things. And you see a wonder, as in complete wonder. Thank you again to the Isuekens. Let's get to the last of the questions. What would be the first best 3 books that you have read in the academy? I know Professor Chris will say correct to connect to correct.
The book of the beginning. It's the book of the beginning. It's the Genesis. That's the foundation, Coach. You can say the first time I read Connect to Correct, it was about how can I connect with my child. When I read that Connect to Correct again, it was about emotional intelligence. It was when you read that book again, you will get that book is just every other thing. There's no book we have read that does not refer to us connecting with our children, because that's the foundation. So if you like, you have all the knowledge, you want to heap it on nothing if there's no connection. You are heaping it on nothing if there's no connection. So that book, for me, Coach, sorry, I'll still say it's my number 1 book. It's my number 1 book. It's my number 1 book. Then the second book, I would say, it's Resolving Sibling Rivalries, right? That book is fire. Resolving Sibling Rivalries is fire.
Yeah.
Then this book we are reading now, this book we are currently reading, I don't know what to say about that book. I hope they're not. I don't know because is it the tools and the skills? It's about to. If you have that book, you have everything. Forget if you have because everything. If you have the foundation, which is connection, right? Fine. But every other thing that you need is in that book. Do you know what the book is?
Yes, now. Raising the independent thinking
See,
child.
if you can get connect to correct and then get raising the independent thinking child,
Your job is easy.
you are building on that foundation. Your job is 80% done. It's 80% done. So those are my books.
Yeah. For me to after connect to correct is raising an independent thinking child because all the tools and all the skills that are there are things that I already know. I spent this is my second year in the inner circle. I already know those things, but getting all of them in one place is like a manual, and that is just handed down. So what stage is my child now? What tools should I be using? What skill should my child be learning? If my child have not learned that skill, then I have to do more work in this area. So it just gives you a guideline to know. And if you start practicing those things, you start seeing the results. They are tangible. When I read that book and I will come on like, hey, did you read this place? As in, it just made everything so easy. Everything is just in one place. So you can just go back and say, okay, yes, there's even a church chart. Like, at what age, what church might I do that? But what else do you need again?
It's just complete. Like, God, how did you do this? No, like seriously, how did you? I was reading this book, like in the review. Anytime you do a review, like it's fast. If you have noticed, I don't know if you have noticed the review, especially in my cohort, you will see that for every reading group, it has been fire for fire because that book in itself is all you need if you just have the foundation. It's all in one package. Like take it, just anyway.
Amazing. Thank you so much to Professor Chris Isueken and Dr. Happiness Isueken. Of course, God will always be in the background listening. You guys brought him out again today.
Wow.
We hear you, sir.
The chancellor himself, the governor. Greetings,
Thank
sir.
you so much, sir, for being here. And the Isuekens there's a lot that the Isuekens have said. If you are discerning, me, I pick what people don't say. I say that again. Many times you're hearing, but you're listening, but are you really hearing? Right? Are you really hearing? And when they were talking about the independent thinking child, so the reason the independent thinking child is that book. I wrote it for 2 years, and I finished writing it the first year, and it wasn't fitting in. And I knew that there was something about that book that I wanted to share. I'm coming from a background where I have seen close family members who were righteous and yet unskilled. So I know that goodness is not a skill. I know. As in, that when Professor Chris Isueken was talking about obedience is just going to just give you, just make you right standing. So I had that right standing. I've seen people who are in that right standing, but that's all there is to it. You can't move. There is no reward in quotes. There's no real reward in it until you build skills in the right, places. And that's what changes it. All right. And the governor says that the Swekens are a model couple. Aha! Okay, the Swekens, please take your flowers. All right. And yes, thank you so much again for your time, Professor Chris Isueken and Dr. Happiness Isueken. And when people say, oh, we're busy, oh, are you sure? Who are the kind of people that are in the inner circle? Somebody even asked me. I say, huh? The inner circle is where you get the who is who. Forget the kind of intelligence you find in the community. I don't think we can finish talking about it if we start. I'm going to allow them to just share their last words with you. The people who are asking, how do we do it? How do you guys do it? Are you sure that we can cope? I've seen couple who will say, let my wife just be doing it. I'll be in the background. What word do you have for them, sir? Especially the men. And then the people who are thinking, I'm so busy. Are you sure the inner circle? Are you sure I can do all these things that they watch webinar, the live, be everywhere, do this and this. What word do you have for them? And then those people who are saying, are you sure this will give me the value that I'm looking for? Must I join? If I don't join, can't I just parent my child like that? All right, sir, over to you.
All right. Thank you, coach. I would say to people listening that I can't guarantee you more than 24 hours. We all have 24
Mm,
hours. So it means
mm,
that there must be something you must let go. We have had to leave businesses. We have had to let go of job that would have paid more for my wife. I had, yes, would have been able to give her a job, right? That would have paid her better. But we understand that it will have its own effect, right, in what we value. So it's about value. What is essential to you? Because there must be a foregone alternative. That's the truth. You must be sacrificing
mm.
something like
Can we still hear the Isuekens? Oh, we've lost audio. We've lost audio with you, Prof. We have lost audio with you. I don't know why that happened. Can you hear us? No, we cannot. I don't know what happened. We can no longer hear you. So maybe you just log out and log in again. All right. No, no, we didn't have a sound at the time. So yes, we have the Swakens, and they were just sharing with us their last words of what it is that you need to do. And one of the things that they've said already is the foregone alternative, right? Did I get that? Right. And that is something foregone alternative. There must be a foregone alternative. There must be that thing in your journey that you're saying, okay, this is what I need to give up for this in this time. All right. This is so important on your journey. Right. So that is what we were listening to. Yes. Can you hear us now? The devil is a liar. How? Like, let me cast and bind. Let me cast and bind this not talking. I don't know why it is not I don't know why we're no longer hearing you. I don't know if you want to check your audio. I don't know what exactly that is. I don't know what's happening because we were just listening and hearing and it was just perfect until now. All right, your audio is gone. I do not know why. Right? But as you're listening to us, you are listening to the Isueken. Somebody said they are truly coupled. And for me, that's the word. They are truly coupled. They've been able to build their intimacy on so many things. They've been able to, look at the structures, review it, while you're there saying, hey, coach, you want us to pay another course? Does coach want us to enter this course again? Hey, does it? People are running, implementing, and the results are very obvious. Very obvious. A few days ago, we had Miss David who said after every day, we put either a course or a learning, and we're learning every evening. All right. And it has to be something. Can you hear us? Okay, we can hear you, but you cannot hear us. Maybe you try to log in with your phone or something. Maybe it's from the system. Yes, yes. So, but we can't hear you. We still cannot hear you. So maybe you have to log in with your phone or something. All right. So, and so sorry about that. All right. So you will see somebody said after this session, you will see them hugging and kissing. Very coupled indeed. These inner circle parents have come for you. Oh my goodness. And that is what exactly that the West saying. The Swekens have been able to actually take run. I say again, for 2 years, There have never been any class in the inner circle, paid, free, that the Isuekens don't take it like their life is dependent on it. So there are a couple that I have happened to actually, get close to, and trust me, their journey is inspiring, completely inspiring. And that is so, so, so interesting because knowing where they're coming from, I can tell you that anybody can do this. And if you're still asking yourself, how do I get into the inner circle? Are you sure that this is for me? Will I be able to get value and all of that? Well, getting value is very dependent on you. All right. But whether the value is available, it's available in quantum. Now you go run. Right. So you will be the one to decide, what do I do with this value? That will be your choice, your sole choice. You can get a value and just shout Rema, Rema. And that will be all there is, Rema. There won't be any other thing that's happening with it. But if you get the value and you decide, it's not just about coach, you had happiness. She said, I have looked at my journey, and to the point that I had to focus on modeling and marketing in that circle to parents who are in our circle, including the director of the place I work. So when it was time for me to go back to work, it was easy to say, I don't want my child in the crèche. Can I pick my child? And there was no argument. So it was so easy to actually do these things. You need to understand that the journey is yours, it's not mine.
Thank you very much.
All right? The journey is yours, it's not mine. Can you hear me, Chris? Okay. All right. I think they're still getting to get the journey is yours, is not mine. No matter how you sit down and argue, hey, coach, I don't know that. Are you sure this will work? It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything. All right. I want to believe that everybody who is watching have either registered for the inner circle or have booked a slot. Don't come here and the Rema will pass you by, because it will, right? It will. And even if you're already in the yard, this is not the time for you to just scream and say, oh, I have, done it. I've done everything and all of that. It's not about the excitement. It's not about shouting, oh, the value on this platform and all of that. It's beyond that. There is much, much more to what it is that you have to give. And if you really want to get the whole thing that you need in this whole process, then you need to actually put your place, put yourself in the system, put yourself and tell yourself that the priorities, I need to create that system today. If not, the seasons of life will come. And when they come, the question will be, will you really be able to now begin to pay the price you didn't pay yesterday? I say something always. There is always a price to pay. This money you don't want to pay today, you pay it tomorrow. Either way you do the time. Can you hear us now?
Loud and clear, coach.
Yes, all right, please go ahead.
All right. So I was saying to the people listening that it's about priority. What do you prioritize? There must be a foregone alternative. Just get that at the back of your mind. So what do you value? For me, my family, it's priority to me because that's what God has given me to nurture. Nothing else, not my job, not my career, nothing else but family, my children, and my spouse. So it's left for you to make that decision, right? So for me, I'm running like 1,000 lions pursuing me, although they say I have a toddler. Yes, but I know the wrong I have done, right? The mistakes we have done with her. So I'm running with this like no man's business. It's what I've chosen to do, right? And I want to encourage everyone listening, please make that decision. The only thing you will account for at the end of the day that you have been given to nurture is not your job. It is not your career. It is your family. Nurture it, nurture your children, make them grow. and you can't do that without knowledge. You can't do that without knowledge. I've said that even if you know why, you must have the how, because it is the how that helps you connect with the why. TIB
Mm.
gave me the how. I've always known that I needed to parent differently. I will give an account. These children are not mine. I'm just a steward. But how do I do it? I didn't know.
Mm.
So join the inner circle to know the how to do it, and even give you a broadened knowledge about the how, the why. Because your
Mm.
why sometimes can be limited.
Mm.
Can be limited, so limited, right? But inner circle opens your eyes to see. And inner circle is not about money. We're talking yesterday. I think the journey that the Yara shared yesterday, and we're actually looking. I've not looked at it that way. How much do we pay? 100,000 per person, right? 100,000. And we looked at it for 365 days. It's actually nothing, oh. Because some of us, rightly or wrongly, we take a fizzy drink every day.
Mm.
Yes, we do that. You
Mm.
can cut DSTV off. For us, we have cut it. Has helped us. So I know how much I spend on DSTV. Right? So it's actually helping me and it's helping the child. If I want to get information, we can get it over the phone. Right?
Mm.
So make that decision. Come to the yard, come to the inner circle, and especially for fathers. This job will not be a perfect job if you do not give the support. If you do not give the
Mm.
support, because this our wives are actually to help us, The journey is easy for me because when I get home and I bring out what I have learned, she brings out what she has learned too, and we begin to have a
Mm.
conversation about it. We talk about it, and this conversation brings about what we can do. Oh, did you hear what that Liada said? Can we do it like this? Can we tweak it like this? Can we
Mm.
domesticate it? Right? These are the conversations we have. And if you leave your wife to do it, see, two cannot work together except they be in agreement. You cannot be thinking
Mm.
south and she's thinking north.
Mm.
You both cannot meet. You cannot really meet, right? So fathers, take the bull by the horn, please. Take
Mm.
your place. Come and
Mm.
actually parent. And you cannot do
Mm.
that except to get the knowledge required, the right knowledge, Because all I thought I knew were tossed to the photos. Everything I knew. So you wrap it, bounce it a bit, raise it up, and you toss it to the photos. Right? It's actually in the mud right now. And I've learned. No, seriously, coach. I want to just encourage people. It's not about money. I had someone who is actually a senior reg telling me that I believe he will be here or he will watch a replay. That sorry for saying this, so please I have to say it because I'm hammering on him. If you have a child, a toddler, you need to be here, you need to be in this space. He was in the conference, he listened to, he was wild, but it doesn't end at being wild. You might be here listening, you're not in the yard, and you are blown away.
Oh, wow.
See,
Mm.
give me 3 days. If you do not take a step, it
The
will
wow
die
will go.
naturally. It will
Mm.
go. It will go. So I was telling him that it is not about money because he has the money. He has it. It's not about money, right? So it's about the passion you have, what you have gotten. Can you put it to use? I got into the inner circle after my wife spoke to me, but I paid for it after I listened to the first conversation we had in that year's conference.
Mm.
The first module we had, the first
Section.
session we had, right? I paid. I just paid to be here, and I have never, and I know I will never regret paying. And I'm here for life. I'm here. And I've
Oh,
told my wife,
wow.
we're having our review later today, and we have
Okay,
settled
so
within
we
us.
have the
We are
Isuekans
repeating
sharing
level
their
one
last
again.
words. The network has been a bit dicey, so that's why we'll have a little time lag. All right, but you are joining us. You're joining us where we have the Isuekans, Professor Chris Isueken and Dr. Happiness Isueken, sharing their last words on this stream. And one of the things that he said, striking again, the only thing you have been given to nurture is your family, not your job, not your career, not your business. Yes, those are all
Oh, I think coach is having this network, things that we cannot control as well. So say your last word now. Let me be coach. So what are
Okay.
your last words?
I'm going to say this to the people that are already in the yard. Yes, it's very easy to get carried away. It's very easy to get overwhelmed. And for me personally, if I want to be honest with myself, my run last year in the inner circle was, let's say, faster, more effective than my run this year. And I know that there are many others like me who had life challenges. Sometimes we make the best plans, and things happen. This my second time in inner circle. I was pregnant, and pregnancy did a number on me. Like, I wake up, and 30 minutes after I wake up, I'm tired. I just want to go back to bed and sleep. We now say we want to now do connection tool of the day. We want to do this, we want to do that. We want to read book. It was really, really tough for me personally. And it was the stress we even at a point we even had accommodation issues. It was something else. But somehow we still had to keep going. If I want to rate myself, I would say yes, I did better last year than I did this year. And I know that there are many yarders who are like me, who through one challenge or the other, they think that, okay, yes, I've not done as best as I would have wanted. I made goals at the beginning of this journey, and I did not really hit the goals, and you're not satisfied. Don't stay in the place of failure. One thing that we have learned in the inner circle is failure is not failure until you do not know what to do with that failure. So now that you have evaluated yourself and you feel you did not do as good as you would have wanted, what are you doing next? Are you going to just sit down and wallow in that place of failure, or are you going to do something? Are you going to walk from there? So sit down and ask yourself, what did I do wrong? What can I do better? Evaluate yourself. Find out the areas where you did not do as good as you would have wanted, and then move from there. I want to recommend I want to recommend 4 webinars. The first one would be time management webinar. The second one would be the webinar on pressures. The third one will be peace as a skill. And then the fourth one will be the seasons of life. Go back, listen to those webinars again, and then create a strategy, create a plan, and then go ahead to execute it. We still have 1 more month for this cohort. It's not too late. You can still see results. No matter where you are, no matter how you have rated yourself to say, oh, I did not do better. If you have to repeat level 1 again, or whatever level that you are in, go back and do it, and do it with pride. Yes, this is our second year in level 1, and we have sat down to say we are doing it again a third time. Yes, we are going to do level 1 again a third time with our full chest. No shame about it. So go back and pick yourself up and do it again. Remember, failure is only failure when you do not know what to do with it. Let that failure be see it as an opportunity to do better, to reinvent the wheel and do it again and come up with a better result. That's it. Okay,
So
somebody should say the webinars
yes,
again.
yes.
The webinars on time management, the webinars on pressures. I think that was around Easter. How to deal with pressures, peace as a skill, and the seasons of life. Those are the 4 webinars. Okay, back.
Oh, Pet is coming back now.
Alrighty, if you can hear me, I don't know why my video is off. I had to enter the stream through the Teams stream, right? And
Oh, yeah. I hear you, but it's off now. Okay. I think coach is coming.
determined to finish up this.
Let's work. So let's just have this conversation and let's keep going, right? Okay. So I actually want to. I have passion for fathers, and I keep saying it. Keep saying it. We must take our place. We must lead and lead our families. If we continue to chase after money, after fame, after career, and leave the most important thing that we have, when we need that family, we won't have it. We won't have it. If you have a seed, you planted a seed and you didn't nurture that seed, when you are expecting an harvest, you won't have any harvest. So, fathers, let's plant this seed and nurture. Our nurturing comes from the little things we do each day, and these things are very little. They're very little. They're very little. Just those little connections, those little things you need to say, those ones you know that you shouldn't say, and this comes from a place of knowledge. So what do you know? How do you know what to do if you are not being told? You need to hear it. You need to come to the inner circle. You need to have an open mind. That's the first thing. Because if you come with a pent up mind, before that wall, that defense will be broken. It will take some time. But if you want to get the reward and you want to see that reward happen all of a sudden, then you must come with an open mind. We will say in the inner circle that keep your expectations, right? Because your expectations, just keep them somewhere and come, because TIP inner circle is the expectation. It is the expectation. It gives you, and you know that these expectations are not, they are surpassed each day. You know, when you think you have had it all, the next day it shows you something that you will go and ponder
Ah,
for like a week again. Oh, coach is back.
in fact, I
Welcome
don't
back,
know what,
coach.
you know how this session that, one village people are on music day,
Uh,
but I decided that I'm not going to let village people get. In fact, everybody was on the table. We've logged on with 4 laptops, and
can you
yet I
imagine?
wasn't able to get into this room. I was like, "What is that?" Thank you so much to the Isueken. Thank you so much for sharing with us. I can see that, so that's how Yadas, Yadas in the frontier. They just held you spellbound, right? I wasn't here and they were cooking you. Hey, correct. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been an amazing journey with the Isuekens, and I am particularly grateful for them. I am so excited to have them right here sharing their journey. Their journey is inspiring. They have done a lot of recommendation for you. I heard them talking about the people in the yard, where you should go and recalibrate. All these, hey, I don't know whether it's 1 month is a long time, and that's the truth. November is still a long running in the inner circle, right? And if you're just coming in, right, get ready, right? The fire is breathing. All righty. Thank you so much again for joining us. I'm going to let the Isuekens go. But of course, you both know that I love you so much and I honor you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for spending your
I cannot wait for you to come to
we,
Benin.
we love you right back, coach.
but I love
I
I
tell
love
you,
the
when you
migrating
are
to
coming
your
to
house
Benin,
more, Sha. Let me not, so that I can just pepper you people small. So it's
we
not
agree.
about people. Oh, yes, all my children are in the house, so it's
So,
okay.
coach, I was going to tell you, when you are coming to Benin, please take calcium. Lots of calcium. Because
Ah,
the one that we give you, break your bones.
I am ready for it. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much. And like I
Thank
said,
you, coach.
Dr. Happiness is the president of the Popping Wives Association of the Yard. Yes, that's her name, that's her title. And I want to say thank you to you, Professor Chris Isueken. You have
Thank you, coach.
you have shown a whole lot to a whole lot of men. Trust me, and even to me, anytime that I look at your journey, I am particularly inspired. I trust and believe that, oh my goodness, look at what. So it just changes the trajectory of what it is that I teach. You guys are one of the people that have given me insight to what it is that I teach. You guys are one of the people that have inspired a lot in the inner circle journey. And I want to say thank you to you both. Thank you for coming
Thank
here as well to share with us.
you.
And
Pleasure,
yes,
so
An honor.
yes,
it's an
thank
honor,
you.
bro.
Thank you. Alrighty, so I'm going to let you guys go so that we can run for the day. If you leave Professor Chris Isueken and Dr. Happiness, they will share with you for 3 hours and you will listen gladly because they have insight, right? Thank you for joining us. Alrighty,
Thank you,
thank
Coach.
you so much, everybody, for being here. Again, I apologize for all of that. Somebody said that they will kiss when they get into the. I can already see them hugging. Maybe they are. I'm the only one that can see them. Somebody is falling on a man's body. You will come back 9 months later. Be there. Maybe I asked you at the beginning. You did not say anything. Ngwanu, as in already, we didn't even finish. I didn't even remove them from the stream. Dr. Happiness was falling on top of Professor's body. It is well. Let us be going home. We have had enough. It's Friday. The circus will not continue to pepper us. Please let me go and look for my husband. What is it? Thank you for joining us again today. And hey, I am so grateful having you all. Join the inner circle. The details are on my stream. I do not think there's any other thing that I need to say. Get your books. If you're joining the inner circle, get your books. Don't come and be asking me, hey, are we going to buy books? You're not buying it for me. It's going to be your shelf. Buy it. Pay money. Buy your books. You can't even be in the inner circle and you're asking me that kind of question. So if you're coming in and you're asking me, must we buy book? Yes, you must buy book. Yes, it's part of the process. Thank you for here always. Dr. Molala, I see you. All right. Dr. Molala, that's not what we're talking about. Can you shift? This is too much knowing of somebody. All right. Shift from this comment session. All right. I love you guys. Love you, Dr. Molala. Thank you so much, Miss Nodge. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Joe A. Thank you, Augusta, Wumi Wura. Thank you, guys. It's been an amazing time sharing with you. We had 150 something people watching at the time. Amazing. The Cheese Rooms family, I see you guys. That's another popping couple in the inner circle. I love the couples, right? I see you, Comfort. I see you guys. I am grateful for all of you. Have an amazing weekend and see you again on Monday. Coach, kindly confirm that this class is online. All our classes are online. All our classes are online. Somebody said 13 books waiting on the shelf already. Correct. Ayo Yemi is one of those yadas I'm going to love. I can already see her name. She's here every morning. Incoming yada. I can see. I wait you. Thank you so much, everybody. And blowing you all hugs and kisses, right? For the weekend. Enjoy the rest of the day. All right. And share your flowers and your emojis in the comment section for these seconds. Yes, we just watched the celebrity couple of the inner circle. Yes, and yes, you are there. Thank you and have an amazing day. My name is Wendy Ologi and I'm the chief servant of the Intentional Parent Academy. I love it. That's my biggest name, to serve you. I look forward to serving you. I look forward to being part of your journey and part of your history. That's the best thing that have happened to me, leading families in the world today. And I'm so grateful that you have helped validate that mandate. And I look forward to having you all in the yard. Have an amazing day.